The wild area is really wild in Pokemon Sword and Shield, but how wild do the Pokemon get? What's the highest level you can find in this wide open expanse where you can rotate the camera? Today, we are trying to find that out. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switchforce. Welcome to Pokemon Sword and Shield. The games are in the wild, and the wild area to me is the most fascinating part of the game thus far. I guess there are slight spoilers in this video for the wild area and for some of the Pokemon there, but I'm keeping it to a very minimum. I mean, this is a Shuckle. It's a very strong looking Shuckle, and sometimes you'll come across level 30 Shuckles. You know, this one in particular is level 34, and I'd say in general the most common levels of Pokemon in the wild area are in the starting section, in the teens, as you move further into the wild area, in the 20s, and then eventually into the 30s. It's quite rare, in fact, to come across a Pokemon that is in the 40 or 50 range, and it's also quite rare to come across a Pokemon that is very low. Now, level 50 Pokemon can be found. The larger Pokemon that are kind of just roaming outside of the grass in their own area usually are the strongest of the bunch. Here we have a very powerful level 50 Steelix. I've seen a few level 50s, not that many, but here in Giant's Cap of the wild area, there are 16 sub-areas in the wild area. You can mark them on your map. Giant's Cap housed a very strong-looking Gengar, and check out the level of this guy. Level 60. This is the highest level Pokemon I have seen in the wild area, and I have been roaming around for a long time trying to figure out exactly what they've got going on. I'm trying to figure out every Pokemon in the wild area, trying to figure out what you can grab and what you can get. Gengar is one that you can grab, well, once you have the proper badge, because even though it's very cool that you can come across Pokemon of insanely high level, much higher than where you're at in your adventure, you cannot catch them without the proper badge. Komodo here was the other level 60 that I came across, and a very daunting Pokemon that you can fight if you're up to the challenge, that you can duel with, but you will not be able to catch. So there's no way to sort of cheese the game, go find a level 60, grab it, and just ease through the adventure. You still have those catching restrictions. You cannot control the Pokemon, cannot Pokeball them until you have the proper badge. Now, it's interesting because, for the most part, the areas in the grass stay the same in terms of the Pokemon they have. Now, we've been told that the weather and time of day can change some of the Pokemon, and I believe that to be true based on what I've seen. But these big Pokemon, it's hard to tell if they're random, it's hard to tell where they are, if they respawn. If you run, do they respawn? If you defeat them, do you respawn? I'm here looking for Komodo again, and I cannot find him. Now, I don't know if I need to, like, shut off my Switch, save and exit, depart the wild area, and return. I'm not sure what would qualify as resetting the wild area. In fact, it's hard to know how randomized or preset the wild area is, but I'm pretty confident that level 60 is as high as we're going to get. Now, there's a slight chance something crazy could appear as the game progresses or later on in the adventure, but right now the max level within the wild area is level 60. I've seen a Gengar, I've seen a Komodo, and thus far that's about it. It is a pretty freaking crazy place, honestly. There's a lot to do, a lot to seek out, a ton of Pokemon to come up against, a lot of things to grab, and a lot of items that are very awesome to grab. I would say much earlier than you may normally expect to find them. I won't spoil what they are in case you don't want to know, but there's some very cool ones littered about the wild area. So honestly, I would say go explore the wild area and grab a Nickit. It's a new Pokemon that has a nice runaway ability and allows you to get away from just about anything, which is really helpful, especially as the levels leap far beyond where you are at. Also hunt down these dens, but we'll talk about dens a little bit later. We'll also talk about all the Pokemon I've seen in the wild area a little bit later. It is pretty cool. I will note that the draw distance is very short in this game, especially in the wild area. So if you're trying to spot one of these Gengars or Komodos or even a Steelix, an Onix, or something else from far off, you're not going to be able to. You really got to walk almost right up to it for it to pop into your view. So it may be tricky to find some of these guys. Let me know if you find any level 60 Pokemon, which ones you find. Are they the same as what I saw or something different? I'd love to know. I'm liking it a lot thus far. Let me know your take in the comments down below. Is it sweet that you can see level 60s straight from the get-go? You get to the wild area about an hour into the game, and you can go fight level 50, level 60 Pokemon, but you can't catch them. Do you think that's a nice addition, or do you think it seems dumb? And is there a chance we see a higher level Pokemon, or will it max out at 60 with those solitary foes that lurk beyond the grassy knolls and the water and the bridges and wherever else you may find them? They're just kind of hanging out, lurking, and then boom, they come in with that level 60 action. Pretty freaking sweet. Let me know your take in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and are pumped for Pokemon Sword and Shield. I super appreciate all your support. Going to do my best to bring you cool coverage, unique videos, interesting content for Pokemon Sword and Shield. So stay tuned for more. Subscribe if you'd like to be kept up to date. Thank you, one and all. Until next time, Switch Force out.